Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be doing a halo eye, which is something I've never done before on my channel. I wanted to kind of channel the pink kind of berry color look for Valentine's Day. So if you would like to see how I got this look, please just keep on watching. Also later on in the video I'll be doing a little Q&A that was a request from one of my viewers, so thank you for commenting and leaving your ideas and requests. My hair doesn't necessarily match this glam look, but this is day 4 of me having some sort of stomach bug, so just bear with me. I apologize for the very casual hair look, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be doing a little bit more of an eye look and a complexion to finish it off. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started on the eyes. So on my face right now, I just have my base. So I have my foundation, concealer, powder. I filled in my brows, and I have on my cream contour, and I also put on one coat of mascara, and I went ahead and curled my lashes beforehand, because if you are one of those people who can put mascara on and curl their lashes with eyeshadow on, kudos to you, but I am not one of those people. I make a giant mess. I wanted to make this a really pretty pinky kind of berry tones look in celebration of Valentine's Day. Excuse my babies here. Hello, Mocha. We have Big Brother Mocha and Little Brother Kobe joining us for the video today. And for my lids, I went ahead and while I was doing my base, I put a little bit of concealer and powder on my lid just to cancel out any discoloration or darkness, but it was just a small amount. I'm gonna go into a light matte pink for my transition shade. I'm gonna use this guy right here called Chi. And I am going to sweep this in my crease up to almost my brow. But I'm going to keep this color very centered on my eye. I'm not going to blow the color out any further than pretty much my eye is here. I'm not going to blow the color out this way like I usually do. And while I was putting on my transition shade, I went ahead into this color right here called Japan and put it right underneath my brow. So the next color I'm going to go into is Hanami right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on kind of where the whites of your eyes are, but on your lid. So you want to avoid putting color where your iris is. So that's really the trick of doing a halo eye, is make sure that you're always looking straight forward when you're putting on your product, and be careful about your placement. You can always try to blend out a little bit if you get a little bit wonky on the lines. And I'm going in with my eyeshadow brush from Pure Minerals. It doesn't have any kind of description on it, it's just a flat little eyeshadow brush. So I'm just going to dip in, tap off the excess, and I'm not going to do much of a sweeping motion. I'm going to do more of a patting motion to make sure that I am getting the product right where I want it and it's not sweeping further out onto my lid. So I'm going to look straight into my mirror and look down a little bit. I'm going to start on the outside edge and make sure that I'm not going above the crease. So you can kind of put your brush in right there and make sure that you're not going any further up than that. So you just want to feel right where your crease is and make sure that that is where that color stops. Okay, now I have that color laid down, so I'm going to go in with the same color and just go on the inside corner of the eye. Again, kind of using the tip of the brush as a guide to make sure that you're not going past the crease. Okay, now I'm going to do the next eye. Alright, so now I feel pretty good about that color laid down. As you can see, I'm doing my best to keep that inner part of my lid open, and that is going to be because we're going to put some nice pretty glitter in the middle. But if you get it a little bit covered up, it's okay because we're going to go in with a little bit of concealer, and so all of that will be taken away. So next in the order of events, I am going to go into this beautiful purple color with a little bit of shimmer in it. This color is called Season, and I'm going to put it just further on the outer and inner corners of my eye to kind of give a pretty gradient of color. So the rule of thumb that you want to stick with a halo eye, choose any colors that you want. Start lighter with the colors that you choose and go darker as you go out. So I'm going to dip into Season, and I'm just going to go on the very outside edge, trying not to cover up the Hanami red color that we laid down, but just to give a little bit more depth of color with the purple. Now I'm going to go on the inside corner as well. So hopefully now you can see that gradient happening with the redder color, with the Hanami and the Season color. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. So now that I have the Season color laid down, I'm going to go back into the very first color that we used, that light pink shade, and I'm just going to make sure that the transition shade is still nice and defined. So now comes the little bit of a scary part. So I'm going to go in with my flat brush from Morphe. This is the M124, and I am going to go in and lay down concealer right in this area, right where it's blank, where I left it to brighten it up, and then we're going to put down a pretty bright sparkly shade just to bring some light to the eyes. So you don't want a lot of concealer on your brush, you just want a little bit. And again, just like before, you want to make sure that you're going with your brush right into the crease of your eye, and then just place that concealer right where your pupil is. And this step isn't necessary, but it really does brighten up that area of your lid, and it also gives that glimmer shade, shimmer shade, glitter, whatever you are using, something to kind of grip onto. So now that I have my concealer laid down, to stick with kind of the pinks, I am going to go into Pinkaboo right here from my Scott Barnes highlighter palette. And for this, I'm going to take it on my finger and then just pop it right on top of that concealer, just using a pressing motion. And then what I'm doing is taking just the very edges and just kind of buffing it out with my finger, and then I'm gonna go back in with my other brush and touch it up again. So let's do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to go back into my Pure Minerals eyeshadow brush, back into Hanami, which was that red color. I'm just going to touch up the edges where I got a little bit too far with the shimmer shade. It also makes sure that that red color is redefined. And I'm just going to go on the edges, the outside edges of that shimmer color. So next I'm going to blend everything out. I'm going in with a clean, fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I am just going to gently swipe across the lid. Not all the way across, just kind of blending the darker colors so it's just a little bit softer. And so you can see how this one's just a little bit more blended than this one. And that just softens the whole look. So now that the top of my eyes are finished, I'm going to go in and do the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of the Hanami color with my e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm going to pop it exactly in the same spots where you put the color on the top lid, just replicating the same thing on the bottom lash line. And again, not winging the color out, just keeping it kind of within your eye shape and not winging it further out or blowing it out. And then next I'm going to go into the Season color and do the same thing, just lay it down a little bit further on the corners of the lash line. And once that's finished, I'm going to take the same color, Peekaboo, and pop it right underneath. Just replicating on the lower lash line what we did on the top lid. Okay, so now that everything is blended out, I'm going to go ahead and add some liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm back with liner and mascara, so I want to give you a little bit of a close-up on the eyes. I went ahead and lightened up that inner corner just a little bit, just because it was looking a little bit dark for my liking. Not the inner corner like on my lid or on my lower lash line, but just like my inner tear duct area. So I'm loving the colors of this look. I like the drama of it. I think it's fitting for Valentine's Day. So now I want to go into Complexion and finish out this look. Again, I want to continue on kind of that pinky berry tone look. So while I'm doing that, I actually had a request from one of my viewers, Sarah Jane. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for commenting. So she asked if I would do kind of a question and answer on some of my favorite hobbies or things that I like to do, eat, things I don't like to eat, things like that. But first I'm going to pop into my cream blush from Fenty Beauty. This is the color Petal Poppin', and I'm going to put it on kind of this area here. I find for me, if I put blush right on the apples of my cheeks, it just kind of looks funny with my face shape, but if I kind of put it towards the back, it gives me more of that sculpted look. So as far as things that I like to eat, I really am a sweets girl. So anything that's breakfast for dinner, or muffins, or pancakes, any of that kind of thing, I am all about it. I love blueberry pancakes. I used to make blueberry lemon pancakes in the mornings for me and my hubby, and we both really enjoyed that. Of course, all of this was before my health kind of went downhill and I haven't been able to enjoy those things for a couple of years. I really enjoyed those things, any kind of sweets really. So homemade brownies, pumpkin pie, but as far as dinners go, I would say, again, breakfast for dinner, chicken and waffles, and Sarah Jane mentioned that she is not a fan of spinach. I agree, I am not a fan of spinach either, except for when it's raw in a salad. I can handle it that way. As far as other things that I don't like to eat, I am not a fan of sweet potatoes. I just don't really like the texture, and they're just, my husband really enjoys the sweet potato fries, but I'm just not personally a fan. And I don't like cilantro. Ugh. It's just one of those flavors I just can't do. I'm one of those people that it just kind of, it's just gross to me. So to continue on kind of that pink look, I'm going to pop on from my Scott Barnes highlighter the Pink Crush right here, and I'm going to put that right on the high points of my face. And as far as hobbies go, I really enjoy learning about skincare. Skincare is really something that I started paying attention to in 2020 and have paid more attention to since really the pandemic, since we've had more time to kind of really figure out what's going on with our skin. I noticed that I really needed to start taking better care of my skin. Since my health has not been great, my skin has definitely taken a toll from that, and I noticed that I really needed to start being proactive, also starting kind of the anti-aging process as well. Also, other hobbies, I'm not sure if this is a hobby, but I really enjoy taking my two puppies for walks with my hubby and doing all of that kind of deal. We're not really outdoorsy people, but we do really enjoy going outside and getting some exercise in the fresh air and making sure our puppies are getting good exercise as well. So I love how these colors just kind of brought my face to life, especially with this kind of bolder eye. And I'm going to go into my Jouer Sun Swept Duo Bronzer. I'm going to go into the lightest shade. And you don't need much of this, it is very pigmented. So I'm going to go around my forehead area. So as we were doing that little Q&A, feel free to answer any of those questions yourself too. I'd love to hear your answers. And thank you again to Sarah Jane for your request. And again, like I said, I'm always willing to do any kind of request or ideas that you all have in the comments. Just pop them in there and I would be happy to see what you have to say. And since it is Valentine's Day, I want the skin to be nice and glowy as well. So I'm just popping on a little bit of the bronzer on my collarbone area. And also down the neck. Just to kind of warm everything up again. And now I'm going to go over this area here with my Scott Barnes foundation brush, which I used earlier when I applied my foundation, and just kind of Make sure everything is blended out and there are no harsh lines. And last but not least, a little bit of the Jouer Shine Balm in the color Natural. Okay, so that completes today's look. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed more of an eye look with a little bit of complexion to finish it all off and tie everything together. Wherever you are, I hope you are staying safe and healthy and that you have a fantastic Valentine's Day. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video because sharing is caring. God bless and have a great day. Bye.